everything you need to calibrate your system is within these color bars. We're going to walk through an example of how to do that. So let's start off with the black level and the contrast level. So with your set, you should be able to get to some settings. We'll pull them up here that will show you the picture controls that your set has available. Contrast, color and tint, black level, and the sharpness. Let's start off with the black level. You see what we did here is we put all of the settings to the middle position as an example, and then you'll see at the end how different the correct settings are from this calibration. What you want to do when you have your SMPTE color bars up is you want to take the black level and you want to toggle it up to the maximum level. And what you'll see in the image as you lift or raise the black level, sometimes this is called brightness, are a couple of bars right down here. One is a light gray bar, and right next to it is a very black or dark black bar. And what you want to do in setting your black level is you want to lower the setting to where the blackest bar disappears, but you can still see the lighter bar. And that will be the correct setting. Go ahead and raise it up to the maximum setting and start to bring it down. Just until you see the blackest bar disappear, but you still want to be able to see the bar that's above the black level. And for this set, that is the correct setting for black level. And again, it's important that you set this in order to get that 3D, the kind of depth out of the picture that you're viewing. Next, you want to go to contrast. This is the CRT set that we're looking at. And what you see is as we raise the contrast level, the white box down in this corner here seems to get a little bit larger and the color shifts just a little bit. So what you want to do is take your contrast level up to the maximum setting and then start to bring it down to a point where the size of that box does not grow and the color does not shift in it. And that setting is right about there. Did you see that? It's shrinking, 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 and then it goes back to its original size. And that's right about there on this particular set. Okay, so that's the black level and the contrast level. The next setting that we're going to go to is going to require a filter. And you can go to any photographic shop and pick it up. It's called the Kodak Deep Blue Tricolor 47B filter. And what it is it's simply a blue film that you'll put in front of your eyes. In this case, we'll put it in front of the camera. That will help you take a look at the color range of those SMPTE test patterns. So we're going to put this up here, and I'm going to tape it up in a minute, and we're going to go through and calibrate the color decoder for the tint and the color controls. Okay, now we've got the filter in place. So what we're going to do is to use this filter to view the SMPTE color bars and then go through and calibrate the color and the tint. In order to do the color, what we're looking for through this blue filter is a difference in brightness in the outer bars that you see highlighted. So you see the long bars on the top, you'll see the long bar and the little box down at the bottom. What we're going to do when we set the color is we're going to look for a match between the top long bar and the little box down at the bottom. We want to make sure that the color intensity of those four boxes matches as closely as possible. And what I'll do is I'll just go through the range so you can see the shift in what I'm talking about. So right now on the left hand side, the little box down at the bottom is brighter than the top bar, and on the right hand side the bottom box is darker than the long bar on top. And you'll see the shift here as I reduce the color. And look, just the opposite now. On the left-hand box, you can't even see the little box down at the bottom. And then on the right-hand box, you see the little box down at the bottom. So we're going to go through and I'm going to raise the adjustment here to a point where the intensity of the light again between the top and bottom boxes matches. We're not looking for the color, we're looking for the brightness of those two boxes. That's an important thing to remember. Now we're going to move on to tint. Tint, what we're doing is we've got the two bars in the middle, these two. And essentially we're going to do the same thing. We've got the long bar at the top and the little box down at the bottom. We're going to adjust the tint until the color intensity of the little box down on the bottom matches the long bar at the top. So I'll go through the range here. There's the maximum setting. And I'm going to lower it down to the minimum setting. You can see the shift here. In a lot of cases, the color and tint will affect each other, so you may have to go back and do the color and then come back and do the tint and make it an iterative process to get it to the right setting. So that right about there is the correct setting for the tint control. Alright, now I'm going to remove the filter and we're going to move on to the last control, which is sharpness. So what we want to do with sharpness in particular, in most cases, is simply to turn it to its lowest setting. In order to find that, what you want to do is go through the range, just like I'm doing now. And what you'll see is, over on this far box right here, there are two little lines around the box, bright lines. That's the noise that the sharpness control is adding, the edge detail. And when I take it all the way down, you'll see those little lines will disappear. So that's the basics on high definition television calibration. Go through and do this with your set. And believe me, you will enjoy your high definition television and fall back in love with your HDTV. The best way to get the optimal performance from your high definition television is to have it calibrated by an ISF certified engineer.